Now, there are any number of reasons why anybody might not like a Warframe, whether it's how they look, how they play, or their abilities. It's all valid depending on the person because it's up to their opinion on whether they like that Warframe or not. Now, I've been scouring through region chat asking people why they don't like certain Warframes, and honestly, the reasonings have been horrid. So I decided to look at Reddit, and Reddit isn't any better. Let's be honest here. So this is my Koumei with Space Aids, and I'll be showing you a few reasons why people don't like her. Now, let's look at her abilities real quick, because the reasons they don't like her, first off, is that she's too self-centered. Now, I don't know how to respond to this, because she's not self-centered at all. The only part about her that's self-centered is her passive, which is for her herself, that makes sense. Her Omakuji, which replies only to her, and then her Omamori, which is her invulnerability, that's her survivability ability. It's only for her. And then her Kumihimo, and then Bunraku, prime enemies with status effects, which affects the whole team. That's not just her. So long as the Koumei player is priming enemies, she's not self-centered at all. So that makes no sense calling her self-centered and is immediately mute. Now let's look at the thing that people hate the most is her RNG with her 3, which I completely get. You need triple sixes to become invulnerable. If you don't get triple sixes at least, then you will die instantly when you get to higher levels. So if you are in an Archimedia mission and you are fighting for your life and you're trying not to die, and then you pull out your Amamori and you get a 12, you're going to be dead instantaneously. That is a huge problem, especially when there are frames out there like Revenant who have the same thing for invulnerability, but all it requires is a simple cast. It feels unfair that Koumei can die instantaneously just because she rolled a low number. Just when Revenant, all he has to do is cast it, and then frames like Rhino and Nezha also have their own form of invulnerability just by casting it. And hers is completely RNG, and you have a chance of dying if you roll something low, which is completely out of your control, which makes it quite annoying. Now, I'm going to go ahead and say that that complaint is valid. That makes complete sense to me because it's very annoying. You die damn near instantaneously if you don't get triple sixes. Very annoying. Now, Omikuji, this is something people complain about a lot too, the challenges. The challenges are just killing enemies. Whether you're killing them while air gliding, wall latching, or whether they're just in 10 meters of you, it's a very simple ability and it's kind of fun. It gives you something to work towards instead of just killing enemies and getting through the mission. Now you have something to do to gain decrees, which is pretty fun. So I think this is a fun ability, and getting triple sixes just gives you the decree without a challenge, which is fantastic. The only problem people have is the cooldown. Unfortunately, they're complaining out their ass because Omikuji's Fortune basically negates the cooldown immediately. Don't look at my build, it's complete shit. Omikuji's Fortune. Reduce Omikuji's cooldown by 4 seconds when you kill an enemy with a weapon that is affected by Koumei's passive. Now, her passive, as we all know, affects one of her weapons with the random stats effect for 60 seconds. And you can tell what weapon that is by looking down at the dice. Right now, it is My Blades. It's very, very simple, and this immediately reduces the cooldown problem. Now, if you have a shitty melee and then it's affected by your melee, that is a big problem. For example, my melees are dog shit, so I'm just gonna put them all to level 1 and show you how it works. Activate Omikuji. Now you have 150 seconds. Every time you use Omikuji, the cooldown increases. So as you can see, it switched over to my pistol because I waited too long. But now my pistol is affected by a random status effect, and then I just shoot enemies with them. And then as they die, the cooldown decreases vastly, 4 seconds per enemy. So 80 seconds total with the 20 enemies that are here. And basically the Omikuji problem is gone immediately just by putting on this augment. So there's no reason to complain about her Omikuji at all. The only problem I have that I think that is completely valid is her Omamori, because it's just kind of unfair that you have this ability and it's useless maybe 6 times out of 10. It's kind of just sad. And with that being said, that's pretty much just it. Everything else I feel is completely invalid. She's a team player. She has pretty good synergy between her abilities as well, with her revolving around status effects. And Omikuji is actually just pretty fun to use because it gives you something extra to do in a mission. And then when you complete those challenges, you get a decree which increases your damage or ability strength, and it's just all very fun. If you roll below a 12, you get a debuff, but you can reject that omikuji just by holding down the button again. So I honestly feel like the people that were complaining about her lack of synergy or omikuji were talking out of their ass. They weren't really thinking, or they're just annoyed, really annoyed with her Amamori, which I completely understand. It's If you roll triple sixes, it's her strongest ability. If you roll anything but, it's her weakest. So I completely get it. I think that's part of her fun, though, is the fact that it is solely dependent on luck, and that such an ability could become either her strongest or her weakest in her kit. So, with that being said, that's pretty much just about it. Until next time.
Subscribe to Sleepy Soul.